WWL-TV's Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
Well, today, Mayor Cantrell introduced her choice for the city's next police superintendent. Now the decision to make it official is in the hands of the city council. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson. Ann Kirkpatrick has served as police chief in Oakland, California, and Spokane, Washington. Alyssa Curtis joining us now. She just spoke with Kirkpatrick and joins us now live in front of City Hall. Alyssa, a lot of people talking about this decision. What did she have to say?
Yes, this is big news for not only the NOPD, but also the city of New Orleans, as we've been waiting for this process to play out. We, of course, did see a national search over a months-long period, and Ann Kirkpatrick did emerge as a front runner for Mayor Cantrell above a number of finalists, including interim police chief Michelle Woodfork. Interim Chief Michelle Woodfork has been serving for a few months now, but Mayor Cantrell says Ann Kirkpatrick has the experience, and as you mentioned, Sharice, she did serve as the Chief of Police in Oakland, California, and Mayor Cantrell says she believes that the progress we've seen so far with the NOPD will keep going under Kirkpatrick. And just a little while ago, I spoke with Kirkpatrick one-on-one to ask her how she plans on doing just that. Oakland has been under a consent decree for, it sounds like, decades at this point. Can you talk to your efforts in ending it under Oakland, if there were any efforts, and maybe why it didn't end?
You know, consent decrees are living documents, it seems to be. And my experience in Oakland, as well as 14 chiefs in front of me, would be that we'd get really close, and then at times the definitions changed. And so that's kind of one of the challenges associated with consent decrees. And I do plan to have a good working relationship with the monitor to make sure that everything is clearly laid out, so there's no misunderstanding. What do we have to do to get over the finish line? If we need to clearly define terms, such as what is accountability? What does that mean? So I do plan to become very granular with the federal monitor.
What is your plan to kind of get recruitment as well as the morale of the department back up?
Specifically, I do know that I want to target for immediate help and immediate relief is to look at laterals, particularly internally or in state is what I meant by that. But laterals are also a challenge. They are a positive and they can be a challenge. And I want a homegrown. So we're going to have to map out what is our hiring process right now, try to look for efficiency so that we can make these processes quicker and so that we can always hire the best of the best. But I will not compromise. They are not hurting so bad that you have to take anyone just because they want to be a police officer. You must be the best of the best to be on any team I want to lead.
Kirkpatrick tells me her focuses will be on those crimes that can cause anyone to lose their life. And while she explained to us part of her crime-fighting plan that she hopes to implement with the NOPD, she says she does want input from the community. Kirkpatrick says the community is a very important aspect of this job as she works to earn our trust. She, of course, says that she hopes to get more input from those who are working currently with the NOPD, including Interim Chief Michelle Woodfork, who she says she spoke to today, and she says she's lovely and hopes to work closely with her soon. Of course, Kirkpatrick will have to get the confirmation from the council first. Reporting live from City Hall, Alyssa Curtis, Eyewitness News.
All right, Alyssa, on that note, we're joined now by investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein. Mike, that is the next step in this process, getting that confirmation.
Well, that's right, Sharice. As we've been hearing, that next step is a confirmation by a majority of the City Council. That was, of course, approved in the fall, a process that will be used for the first time since it was adopted overwhelmingly by the voters. And in talking to council members like Oliver Thomas, who, by the way, openly supported Interim Chief Woodfork for the job, that process will serve as sort of a job interviews in the council's eyes.
I'm always disappointed when someone from New Orleans doesn't rise to the top. And I'm the ultimate homeboy, man. And it doesn't mean you rule out people who are not from here. I've given opportunity, I've supported people who are not from here, but they've earned that.
Now that she's announced her choice, Mayor Cantrell indicated she would like to fast-track that confirmation process and have Kirkpatrick approved by October 5th.
Oh, you talk about the confirmation process. Do we have any information about what the confirmation hearing is supposed to look like? It's the first time, after all.
So, Sharice, I talked to several council members, and this is the first time they're doing this, so they have to set the protocols for this process now and going forward. J.P. Morrell, the council president, will be in charge of that. The one thing that it looks like to be a certainty, of course, it will be before the full council, and that there will be at least comments from the public if they choose to show up and have their own comments for the council to consider.
All right, we know how the mayor feels about this. Now we have to wait to see how the city council feels on this.
And they only need the 4 votes. She only needs 4 votes for approval, and that will give us our next police chief.
All right, it certainly isn't over. And Mike, thank you so much. We will continue to cover this breaking story as the process to appoint a Kirkpatrick moves to the city council. You can stay with us on air and online for the latest.